Hello and welcome to Michelle's Sanctuary. Guys, this weekend, this channel has surpassed 1 million views. What's even more incredible is that the average view time is about 26 minutes. So think of that being 26 million minutes of people listening to my voice and hopefully falling asleep. I'm very excited because this was a goal of mine. And to be quite honest, 2018 so far has been one of the most challenging years of my life. It's one of those times where something goes wrong every few days and I get an emergency phone call or a text message. And I find that having a year so challenging is making me really dig deep and try and find ways to cope, find empathy, and obviously develop more great content for you on how to deal with life. I always feel like on these videos, they're kind of rare, but that I should impart some wisdom. So my latest coping mechanism is, let's just set the scene. It's New York City in summer and we have had consistent heat waves. And the air quality is so poor that the city of New York has been issuing statements on Weather Channel apps saying that if you suffer from any mental health condition whatsoever, which could be anything from anxiety to depression to schizophrenia to whatever you may be dealing with, in my case it's been a lot of anxiety, that you are at risk to have even worse conditions when you aren't getting enough oxygen. I was noticing this, especially stepping outside of air conditioning and commuting to work. By the time I got off the subway, I just started feeling panicky. And so the coping mechanism that I used is to look for what I like to call totems. So things that are in your daily commute, your daily life, that you just see all the time and they just kind of become part of the natural rhythm of your life. Maybe you don't even notice them anymore. So for me, when I get off the subway to go teach or work an event, the first thing that I see is the Freedom Tower, which stands where the World Trade Center used to be. And I was here during 9/11. I was very young and alone. And I look to the Freedom Tower first, and I always take it in, unless it's too foggy and the air quality is so bad I can't see it, which happens, once a month. But I look at it and I think thoughts of resilience and strength and forging ahead. So that's the first thing I look at, and I take those seconds. To me, that's my totem for strength, inner strength, and resilience. And then when I cross the street, there's a building that has a peace sign that's made of flowers and is always hanging on the facade of the building. Obviously, I just go from thinking of resilience to thinking of peace. And then there's a light, 3 spotlights that are shining. They're pink, they're cute, and they shine on a restaurant next to it. And I always look at that middle one, and I focus as I'm crossing the street, and all the noise and craziness around me is kind of overwhelming, and all the tunnel traffic is backed up. I just focus on that light, and I think of my own inner light and going to work with the intention of spreading my inner light. So those are my 3 totems that are getting me through the summer and also just helping me stay in the present moment. Because if you are dealing with circumstances beyond your control, what you can control is staying in the present moment, tuning into your breath, focusing on what's around you. And I was even having a hard time and have been having a hard time focusing on those things. So this is my new get through the summer, get through 2018 strategy. If you guys have any cool totems, please share them, or just start noticing in your daily life, walking your dog, taking your kids to school, eating breakfast, whatever you're doing, to just say, hey, I can turn this into a symbol that's going to inspire me throughout my day. With that, thank you all so much for finding this channel, for sharing it, for being such amazing people. The kindness that I receive from you all is just amazing, and it's really making this experience worthwhile and makes me want to create more content. So thanks again. We made it to 1 million.